Wagwan, everyone, and blessed are those who are having a great Sunday today. Blessings to everyone. Blessings to everyone who's having a terrible Sunday too. But Wagwan, everyone. Welcome to my first episode of my series that I would like to call The Walk. This is the first episode of many, and actually, it's not the first technical episode. Because if you guys have seen my video called The Walk Prologue, I've actually been doing this YouTube stuff for quite some time. The only issue with me is the consistency and the faith that I need to do YouTube. I don't believe that I can actually fulfill my dreams, so sometimes I get very doubtful and I give up and say, fuck it, let me delete all my videos. And there's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes it's important to kind of just have a little bit of faith in yourself, especially if you care about something deeply, especially a passion or a dream. There's a reason why you care about that dream, deeply. It's not a joke, you know what I mean? If for some reason this thought cannot just leave your head and you constantly are meditating on this dream, whatever it may be, it's probably best not to treat it as a joke, which is where I'm at right now. I'm kind of tired of treating my dream like a joke. Kind of tired of treating myself like a joke entirely in my life in general. That I just decided, fuck it, let's give it a shot. Let's give it another shot. And I think the only time I ever thought like this was in the prologue episode. In the prologue episode, I had so much faith in myself and God and everything that I needed to kind of make that video, that because I had so much faith, it allowed me to make a good video, make a decent video. And that video was about my ego, my pride, better or less, and how my ego was fueling my pride, or my pride was fueling my ego to do a lot of things that, in hindsight, I just don't agree with and don't accept as a human being. I didn't do anything like actually that bad, but I guess maybe I'm being kind of critical because I wasn't that bad of a person. But it was because I wasn't critical of myself, I could have been bad. I was very arrogant. I was very proud. I didn't really care about anyone but myself. In fact, you guys can watch the prologue video. I don't really have to explain the version of myself that I hated again. But now I've been trying to become a version of myself that is true to myself and also true to others. And in doing so, let's just say it's been difficult, hasn't been easy. And I think the most difficult thing for one soul to actually accomplish is to have true undenying faith. It's like the wrestling of the soul. But it's good to fight, and it's good to keep fighting. It's good to keep fighting every day, in fact. And that's what I've been doing. And now I feel not really confident, but I have to be confident. That's part of that faith that I'm talking about to do this video. And today's the first video. So let's get with it. I'm just gonna freeball it, hope for the best, hope that I actually did do the thing that I hope to do. Now I'm just yapping. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. But yeah. And I think it's important to try. I think it's because my brain keeps nagging at me and all my emotions are strong towards this dream that it's important to at least give it a shot. Because it's easy for me to give up. It's easy for me to sit back and say, I can't accomplish this. I can't do this. I can't, it's not realistic, it's selfish, it's this, it's that. There's so many things, there's so much resistance that I could put in my brain towards this dream. And yet the dream persists in my brain anyway. If that's the case, why not go after it? Even if it's stupid, even if it's redundant, even if I wasted my time in my life. One thing I realized, especially over the last 5 years of my life, there is no such thing as a waste of time. Even if you're being a bum, your awareness of being a bum is what you gain from being a bum. So you can't even say that time of being a bum was a waste of time, because you were at least aware at that point that you did not like who you are and you wish to change. And some people struggle with that. And some people still struggle. I still struggle with that. To change who I am, to change the way I think, to change the way I operate, to be like a different person, not just like one time, but every single day of my life. Be a different person, be a better person, and strive to become better. I think that's what kids naturally are. But as we grow, as we learn, and based off the things that we do learn, there's a halting point in our lives where we just don't care about information. We just care about survival, pleasure, and all types of nonsense. And I think I was that. I was that kind of person. I didn't really care about learning. I didn't really care about growing. I didn't really care because I thought I was grown. I thought I learned everything. I thought I knew everything. I was just proud of myself to an extent that was just arrogant. And there was no humility in my life. I was not a humble person. I didn't care to be humble. Because why? Why should I be? I didn't have a life that needed me to be humble. And glory be to God because He humbled the shit out of me. He gave me a life that humbled the shit out of me. He made me depressed. He didn't make me depressed. I became depressed, but it's like that hardening of heart thing. Anyway, I became depressed, became anxious, became borderline psychotic, thought everyone was my enemy, thought everyone did not love me, thought everyone did not care about me. I was for like a good, I'm still in that phase of my life. I was just completely humiliated. I did not like myself, and I did not like who I was becoming. But that was kind of a causation of the person that I was. All the things I was afraid of, if it was like, I was so proud of myself because I had no fear of the things taken away from me. And I was so proud of myself because of the things that I was associated with me. But the moment those things were gone, I had nothing left. In fact, I'm sitting at a perfect point in my life right now where I should be paranoid. There's a lot of things I should be, but I'm not. And it's like, I don't deserve this grace. I don't deserve this peace that I'm living in right now. I don't deserve this life that I'm living in right now. This peace that God kind of gave me. I don't really deserve it because of the person that I was and the actions that I've done based off that person. And sure, I've changed. I've become humbler. I've become better, but that's only because I was humiliated. I fear now if my life gets better, I'll just become prideful again. I fear now that if I changed, or if my life changed, I will change too. In fact, I'm kind of glad that on average, people will look at me and not really think anything special about me. Because that's kind of the specialness to it. I'm not here preaching that everyone should be mediocre. But if you are mediocre, you should appreciate yourself. And I'm not saying you shouldn't strive and be ambitious. I am an ambitious person. But if I do not achieve those goals, if I don't achieve those ambitions, will I still be the same Nebu that I am? Will I still be joyous? Will I still show the fruit of my spirit? And I think that's a question I really had to ask myself. And I think that's why that's why I haven't really been posting that much or pressured to post. If this YouTube stuff succeeds, it succeeds. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I should just try anyway. It's my dream, isn't it? It's what I want to do, isn't it? It's who I want to be, isn't it? If I don't become that person who I want to be, does the person that I am magically disappear? In fact, I'm asking myself that right now. If this content stuff does not work out, will I not be the Nebu that I am today? Will I not still want to try for content? Will I not still want to try to do certain things? I'm college educated, so I kind of have the privilege to say this because I had the privilege to grow in a certain way and I have the privilege to do certain things. But I can go down the path of my college, or I can go down the path of my heart, or I can go down both and succeed. But it's not really about the success, is it? Because one thing I've noticed, I've lost my potentiality of success. I've lost my desire for success even. Like, I don't even want to be successful because I fear what I will become if I became successful. And because of that, there's a lot of negativity surrounding my heart. Or a lot of fear, negativity, fear, I said something, you guys get what I'm trying to say. I'm afraid that if I do become successful, I will lose my humbleness. Anyway, I think a good conclusion for this video is to understand that There is no success outside of your personhood. There is no success outside of your heart. There is no success outside of your love and your compassion for love and your compassion for other people. That is what success is. Sure, you get the material. I think what I'm thinking about success is the materialistic thing. But I think the most important type of success is a spiritual success or a mental success, to the point where you don't need anything really to make yourself happier or make yourself sadder. You experience grief fully, but you're able to let go of it. You don't hold on to your pain, you don't hold on to your struggle, you don't hold on to your desires even. I think that's one thing about America, is we preach this, but we also preach a different story. We preach be good, be this, be righteous, be kind, be this, but also be the most selfish person in the world that gets everything in the world. Because if you're not that kind of person, you don't deserve to live. And I think that perversion of thought, or that perversion of ideology, makes a lot of people live a life that's not really good. Or better yet, to say it in a more empathic and better way, a life that's really not that peaceful. They have to get something to obtain peace, or if they lose something, they lose peace. I didn't realize that the person I was when I had everything was the person I never want to be again. And yes, it's good to have that fear, it's good to have that reverence that if I get everything again in my life, will I lose myself? And it's good to think that, is this version of me that is at peace, is that what's gonna take me? Like, now I'm thinking, am I being lustful for success? Or I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it even. Maybe I'm overthinking this fear and whatnot. I think it's better to just meditate on something that you want to do with your life. Go after it, strive for it, but not place too much value on the outcome. I think that's what was wrong with me in my life previously. And I think it's because I had no actual genuine security. Now I have a security to kind of say this. If I lose everything in my life, I'm still me. I'm not going to change. Yeah. All right. I'm going to keep this a relatively short video. I might edit it because I was probably rambling and not saying much value or importance there. But nonetheless, I'm going to upload this video because I kind of need to stop thinking about it. I think even if this is not the perfect video, people can, even if I do make a perfect video in the future, people can watch this video and be like, wow, look how much you have changed. So, in fact, I kind of regret privating all my previous videos. I made a lot of videos in my time. I made like hundreds of videos. And sure, maybe none of them took off, or maybe none of them did what I wanted to do, but that's because I placed too much value on the outcome. And I lived my entire life like this. I lived it all, like from the moment I was born to the moment I died, placing too much value on the outcome. Because I kind of felt like I was always at a guillotine. My entire life, I always felt like if I made the wrong choice, my head would be chopped off. Even within my religion and my faith, I think this way. Even within, I don't know. But has my head been chopped off? No. In fact, I've been so afraid of it, it doesn't even scare me if my head does get chopped off. And I think that's part of the humiliation. It's like you're willing to die, you're willing to be embarrassed, you're willing to lose everything in your life because you don't really place so much value on your identity anymore. You place more value on what you can do with your identity. Too many people nowadays are trying to create the perfect identity to live the perfect life and the most pleasurable life, rather than using the identity that they do have to help other people. Even if it's the smallest thing, even if the most that I can do with my life is carry grocery bags for other people, maybe that's what I should be doing. You know what I mean? And I think it's the humility that we need in life now. And I think certain people only get that humility if they have been humbled for it. In fact, those are the people I think that need saving the most. The most. All right, y'all. Bye-bye. I'll see you in the next one.